Some of the women we serve are orphans. Some of them were sold by fathers and some are divorced, widowed, or returned to their childhood homes. But none of them are forgotten. The Lord knows, sees, and loves them. And from Exodus to Deuteronomy, the Lord lays out laws for his people, and a pattern emerges of instructions that focus specifically on the care of women in these situations. In Leviticus, the people are told that they cannot behave in the way that Egyptians or the Canaanites do, and are given a set of rules protecting women, specifically regarding inappropriate relationships. Mothers, stepmothers, daughters, granddaughters, nieces, aunts, sisters, and stepsisters. Each of these are mentioned by name. It shows that all women are to be protected and are to have the dignity of marriage. I think my favorite, though, in this list, especially after just studying the story of Leah, is the fact that the Lord calls out specifically that you cannot take a woman's sister to be a rival wife while she is still living. This is important because culturally, multiple wives were accepted and normal. But I can only imagine that the Lord was thinking about Leah and how much she suffered and never again wanted a woman to be hurt in this way. Over the next couple chapters, the Lord continues to give laws to protect women. At the time, women were supposed to be protected by their fathers until they were married and moved to their husband's house. However, in the surrounding cultures, fathers would sell daughters as prostitutes, horribly taking advantage of the responsibility entrusted to them. The Lord proves again his concern for women when commanding the Israelite fathers to never sell daughters as prostitutes. Again, she is to be given dignity and honor, not having to sell her body in order to survive. The next specific law we see pop up is specifically for priests and their families. You see, priests are held to an even higher standard than the general tribes, and their reward is to be taken care of by the community. The Lord is their inheritance. Only the priests and their immediate families are allowed to eat the meat given in offering. Even their children, after leaving the home, cannot eat it anymore. And yet, the Lord makes sure to mention that if a priest's daughter loses her husband by death or divorce and goes back to her father's house, she is given permission once again to eat this sacred food. And then the Lord puts a special law in place for any widow or orphan. When fields, trees, and vineyards are harvested, the owners are to leave a strip around the edges specifically for foreigners, widows, and orphans. They should never go hungry because it is a gift directly from the Lord. In an extremely tangible way, he makes sure that the women are cared for. Finally, a completely unique situation appears in Numbers. 5 unmarried sisters, the daughters of Zelophehad, who are listed by name, approach Moses, Eleazar the priest, and the entire assembly at the tent of meetings. Moses could have just sent them away or even asked to speak to their closest male relative, but instead gives them his full attention. They share that their father had passed away while in the desert, but had left only them with no brothers to take care of them. They asked for something no woman had ever been allowed before, a physical inheritance in the promised land. Moses takes their request seriously, bringing it straight to the Lord, and the Lord confirms that they are correct. They do deserve to have the inheritance that would have gone to their closest uncle or cousin. They don't need to rely on trusting that family member to not cast them out. It can become a dowry and be passed down to their children. Not only that, but the Lord forever puts in place at that point that in any family that doesn't have sons, the daughters are given precedence over any other family, completely countercultural to what was happening around them. Zelophehad's daughters end up marrying at the end of Numbers, and their inheritance indeed becomes their sons' and daughters' inheritance. Like Zelophehad's daughters, some of the women we serve are orphans. Some of them were sold by their fathers, and some of them are divorced, returning to their childhood homes. But the Lord has not forgotten them. He has put laws and protection in place from the beginning. He even includes in his description of himself in Deuteronomy that he defends the cause of the fatherless and widows. I love the leading up verses even more, though, because of the great truth spoken. To the Lord your God belong the heavens, even the highest heavens, the earth and everything in it. Yet the Lord set his affection on your forefathers and loved them. He chose you. Will you help us serve today's widows, orphans, and daughters?
You are known, you are seen, you are loved. This is 431 Ministries.